So what is spiritual work? Let's contemplate it together. Well, from my stance, spiritual work is as follows. It is acutely looking at your reactions to the world and untangling them so that you're free of your own suffering. Just untangling yourself from your own projection, really. From everything that you've assumed, thought of yourself or thought of the world. All pleasure and pain. But mostly people come to spirituality because of pain, because they suffer. Because, for instance, we as artists, we want to make beautiful art and then release it to the world, right? And then perhaps we are met with some criticism, or even the process of uploading a song to YouTube could cause tremendous fear to arise, and people delete their artwork because they fear to be judged. And all sorts, like all of these emotions, because there's like currents. One current wants to release art and be free to create art. Another current is completely corrupt and cannot create art and free self-expression. But their past, for example, their dad said something about their art, and now their past looms over their head when they make art, and they can't express freely, and they create rigid art, boxed-in art. And then when they want to release something to the world, whether they are proud of it or not, then all thoughts come up. Like, who am I to create this and share this? What if people think it's bad? Like, everything, all of this is suffering. We can agree on that, right? So spiritual work is just getting rid of all that suffering. Imagine a world where you can just freely express yourself through art and share it with the world. Wouldn't that be nice? So spiritual work is untangling all of that and actually not even seeking to understand, but just sitting there and watching your emotions until they dissipate so that you can bloody act, so that the action is there in its purity, so that you're free of all this gunk. Wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't that be nice? I just sat down to record a podcast episode, and again my mind was all over the place. My heart was all over the place. I couldn't just speak freely. And then I just grabbed my phone and started a voice note. And I was like, look, don't be this, don't be that. Don't assume anything. Just talk like you would talk. And explain what spiritual work is for you, how you do it. You know? Because if you assume a position of somebody holy, a teacher, or somebody that has the right to share, to teach, to preach doctrine, then you've assumed a position, and it's fake, it's not you. You is authentic, free self-expression. That is you. That is you. So wouldn't that be nice to have free self-expression in all areas of life? That is spiritual work, really. To acutely look at one's inner reactions, because you realize all is in me. You know, when you want to release your work to the world, what is the pain that you're feeling really, and where is it? Because it doesn't matter what people think or don't think or whatever. The pain is not outside of you, it's in you, it's within your body. Right? It's thoughts and emotions. If those were not there, then what does it matter if somebody likes your song or not? It doesn't. So your suffering is here now. It's here with you. So those are your reactions, and you can work with that, right? And once you realize all is in me, you can untangle that and free yourself. It would be horrible if the outside world was really at fault, was really causing your suffering. No, the hooks are in you. So that's the beautiful thing. What binds you also liberates you. So spiritual work is liberating yourself so that you can once again be your soul and freely transpire, naturally, authentically in the world, in all areas of life, not just art. That is spiritual work. And people find spiritual work because they suffer. And also, spiritual work wouldn't make sense if you wouldn't be aware of your true inherent soul, your being. If you haven't tasted that, then you identify with your thoughts and emotions. There's no distance, and you cannot perform spiritual work. So Ripe souls find spiritual work because they just want to liberate themselves of the gunk, because they've realized that that gunk is not them. That is spiritual work. That is what ripe souls do actively to free themselves consciously. You know, truly everybody works on the spiritual dimension, but usually people don't work at it with such acute self-awareness. People just work at it from life experiences, because what's in you gets projected out. You see yourself in everyone. You see your pain in everyone, because that is in you. So what you look at, you don't see it in its purity, you don't see it as is. You see it through the lens of you, of your distortions, of your past. You project your past onto everything. You taint it with your past and wounds and suffering and past and memories. You don't see the world as it is. You see you. So like that, people work, because eventually, when patterns arise over and over again, they come to some kind of realization, and they untangle that and release and surrender that pattern. So that's how people learn, usually just by life experiences. But when somebody recognizes that I'm my soul and I can actually free myself, then they do it actively with consciousness. And once you realize that, you can work towards free action. Wouldn't that be nice? That's spiritual work.